Here's my ghetto story.
This also how it's story.
Been in hell through the
Visualizing the realism of life in actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. A person's status depends on salary. And my mentality is money orientated. I'm destined to live the dream for all my peeps who never made it. Cause yeah, we were beginners in the hood as papa sinners. But something must have got in us. Cause all of us turned to sinners now.
Man, hell of a time, man. I appreciate this, man. I'm just grabbing the bite, man. It's Ramadan. Road to 40, just reflecting, man, and is willing and is ready to tell a story of 40 years of existence, man, for Naquan Justine Thomas, man. It was a transition from understanding where I came from, where I want to go, where I plan on ending up. You know, it's just been a hell of a ride, though. But it's been love-hate, man. Because I won some and I lost some, and I've gained some accomplishments. I've lost some people along the way. You know, but I gained, you know, such a level of energy that I want to give it to, you know, another 40 years. Maybe we do it at 80.
Right. So we starting at 0 to 40.
Yeah, man.
That's
like,
a long story, huh?
It is, man, but I'm gonna compartmentalize it for everybody to understand what it is, man, and where it started at. My purpose is just to display 40 years of an urban black male in the community, where I already surpassed almost 22 years extra when life expectancy, like Jay-Z said, is 18. I'm talking about making it through to be in the community, in the free cipher, meaning the free world, relatively good health, relatively stable mind, not incarcerated. Of course, I'm not dead. I'm here, and just maintaining a level of understanding, man, that it was definitely not easy for a black man to make it 40 years old, being born in a time frame and an era that I was born in. When they say humble, we don't really look at it like we some superior nigga. Like, I mean, we put on, everybody do, but we don't. I give it right back to them. I love them to death. They know that. It was definitely not easy. It's not per se my story. It's a lot of people's story, but I just want to put it out there for everybody. All the brothers that didn't make it, all the brothers that's trying to make it. It ain't just my story. It's everybody's, but in one. Yeah. I'm going to just use myself as an example, man. I would put myself on the forefront for the brothers that can't tell their story, or just stories that went untold, man. You know, I ain't that unique. I ain't looking to gain nothing, just to put it out there. It's a celebration of my life, 40 years, man.
Why not?
And because my life consisted of, for the last 40 years of it, from birth to now, just coming into the existence of, you know, a time period where I was born a little before the crack cocaine era, so.
What year was this?
I was born in 1981, May 9th, 1981. This day here, man. May 9th, 1981.
Okay.
So I was born a little before that. And because I was born a little bit before that, my mother was still in good spirits. A 16-year-old black mother. An 18-year-old black father. You know?
Yes, sir.
With that,
getting business calls, huh?
now I'm getting calls from the gods, man. This is 40 years, man.
Right.
Random.
That's a jail call.
Yeah, we answer all those to the best of our ability, man.
Right.
Because that could be us.
That's important, man.
That's a fact. Yo, so you talking to the kid Nate Boy, man, from Brownsville, Saratoga Park Place, man. I pulled up on the guy, Outtabridge Creations, man. You gonna put this together? We gonna drop some history on that road to 40, man. They counted us out at what, 18? Boy, I'm about to drop 40. I'm about to drop 2, 3, 4 decades on them, baby. They know what's up with us, man. You know, what's good, Brody? Just in Queensbridge, little heritage, man. This is crazy that we even in Queensbridge, because as we do this road to 40, man, Queensbridge is a large part of that 40 years, man. Queensbridge rap helped raise me, actually, man. Word, man, from tragedy, definitely CNN, Mobb Deep. It's crazy that I even meet somebody to produce my road to 40 documentary from Queensbridge, man, where I get to actually come to Queensbridge, get certain questions answered. I ran into Queensbridge dudes throughout my whole life, but their perception of it was just different, man. But now to actually feel the projects and feel his ears, like, it's crazy. It's a blessing, though, man. Just throughout my times and my travels, man, this whole Queensbridge, lifestyle really put me in a different perspective, man. Especially with the music, man. Their music transitioned me in such a way, man, from listening to Nas. So he made me study my math more, man. He made me get in mathematics even more when I was a kid.
Shout out to Nas.
That's a fact, man. Like, just listening to that first album of his, man. And I caught on to it late, man. I didn't even.
A lot of us did.
I didn't even catch on to it when it first dropped.
Right.
Man. But hearing those words, man, the 20 years of blessings of adolescence that my body, that's like.
That's that shit right there.
That's from birth to earth, man. That's something that I've kept near and dear to my heart. Even when I moved away from there, that's really how I identify. I could be living in Arkansas and somebody asking me where I'm from. I'm from Park Place in Saratoga, the hill.
Brooklyn, New York, the hill.
That's really it, man. And I don't even live there anymore. I haven't lived there over fucking 20-some years, man. But
that's the hood, though.
yeah, man. It's the Brody, man.
You too.
Papo, you heard?
Papo.
That's big bro, I know everything about it. He told me everything I know, you heard? Rocking with bro since I was a kid, man. You heard? A kid running around. He was running around repping that right thing. The reason why I say he saved my life is because we was on the road of destruction. We was gang banging, we was running wild, we was doing whatever we wanted to do. And one day we did some shit we ain't had no business doing, me and a couple other guys. I ain't gonna say no names. And bro really set us down on some big brother shit. It got a little physical, but I appreciate him for that, man. And since that day on, I ain't gonna front, like, that shit kind of saved my life. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for that, the way we was moving, we wouldn't be here right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
In reference to what he's talking about, man, it's like, first and foremost, I appreciate that wholeheartedly, man, that he even mentioned that, man, and say that. That's
This ain't for the camera too, not to cut you off. I told bro this before this camera shit. We had this conversation together.
It's a blessing, man, to even be here on approaching 40. I ain't even 40 yet. I still got like 30-some days left, man. But so just to realize, man, within that road, I know that on that road, whatever trials and tribulations that I went through, I was able to assist my brothers in such a way, like they was able to assist me, which, just stability to even make it to these ages, man, because what they counted us out at, 18, 17?
Right.
18, so
he's gonna be going before
to hear
21,
that is like,
man.
and the incident he talking about is just, once we took on certain roles and you older than somebody, in a sense, and you feel like these brothers are younger than you and they look up to you and they look to you for guidance, you don't want to send them in the direct. I mean, we was all in the crazy direction because we was all doing certain things, but I'd have rather them make their own decisions and their own choices than be steered in the direction from another older dude who I know didn't have their best interests at heart, Because if they gonna make their decisions, when they get in their troubles, they gotta lie with it. They gotta understand that they made their own choices. So, well, these my young boys, man. Like I feel like I felt at the time, man. I'm responsible for these guys, man. They showed a level of loyalty to me that was unmatched. So I felt I had to be responsible, man. So the responsibility I had to them was to make sure that I led them in such a way that they made their own decisions, like I keep saying, man. So I wouldn't want them to do I didn't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do.
That's a fact.
I would not ask them to do it, even when quote unquote, like these young boys say, it's demon time, wartime. I never would ask them to do something that I wouldn't get out there and do myself. We call them collective missions, man.
We all gonna, if we gonna get busy, we all gonna get busy.
We all going. That's just really how that goes, man. It ain't.
Another thing about bro too is bro is more level-headed than us too. Like at the senses growing up, he wasn't like too much older than us, but he was more focused. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was able to see what was gonna happen before the shit unfolded. We was only looking in one direction. I wasn't thinking about tomorrow. This shit could go federal, what's gonna go wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Bro had more knowledge, so he was able to really like put that shit together like for us, like, and really show us like, listen, man, y'all gotta slow down, This is the consequences right here.
Okay.
Understand what I'm saying?
Or
Well, first and foremost, man, I was born and raised 5%, man, because my pops, just like the law, he was, that's what he was. So he was a law, however, but he was, he would reach out every day via the phone, give me, the lessons, make me read the lessons over the phone, make me study the mathematics. Him and my uncle, actually, my uncle King a lot. And that's what I was from birth, man. So that's what I took on. And as I got more in depth with the lessons and more in depth with that, I kind of utilized that with my lifestyle. So I would match the mathematics, I would match the degrees, which is the lessons of, the 5% Nation, with the way I lived my life. So that's how it was working for me. Even though they came at such a different way, they was really for me understanding and grasping the mathematics in such a way that I utilize it in my own life. So that's really why I kind of smiled, because I started to remember where my pops used to tell me I got to live the lessons. I can't just quote the lessons. You got to live those lessons. That's the type of and that's the type of time I was on, man. And due to the circumstances that I grew up in, I couldn't fully, what they would say, be on your dean, because it was a lot of temptation, a lot of devilish things going on around me. So I had to adapt in all ways.
right.
So that's really one of the ways I adapted, was making the lessons my life, living them to the best of my ability while still coexisting in such a crazy environment. Yeah, definitely. My grandmom's, first and foremost, my mother, man, was born. My mother was a 16-year-old parent, and her love for me was unmatched, even though she fell victim to that 1980s crack cocaine era. But her love for me was unmatched. I couldn't do no wrong in her eyes, and she was only 16 years older than me. But she held me down. But my grandmom's is the one that prevented me from going into foster care, prevented me from being homeless in these streets. She always kept a roof over my head, even though we ain't see eye to eye all the time, because she wanted a different direction from me. She still stuck by me, man, no matter where I landed. You know what I mean? No matter what spot I landed in, what jail, whatever, she had to do what she had to do to make sure that I was good, man.
Okay.
So I definitely credit my grandma. That's a fact.
Okay.
Yes, it's definitely important. I feel like that's probably where he got it from. You know what I'm saying? That's probably where he got his morals and values from. You know what I'm saying?
I'm elated, man, but the thing is with that is we cultivate each other like that because we come from an understanding that there's rules in structure, and we followed that. And when coming up, meaning that it was never no big U's, little. It's just we all is collective, but we all know that because you have to earn that spot, and I felt like it was earned and it was given because they trusted me and I trusted them. I've allowed him when we was younger to do some things, on his own, where he was instructed to do certain things and take certain positions, but he understood his position. He never was even with the gang structure. You familiar with the gang structure? Like, he was never one that was big on the title, biggest homie or not. He knew he was tough, but he just needed. I remember he just told me, like, listen, I just need a small little group to do some different things with when it's time. So, because there's people that vibe for those positions so crazily, they become drunk with that. Me, I never really became drunk with that. It is what it is. Like, I just think because I come from such an area where it's competitive already. I already came from a competitive area in Brownsville, so when I did join the gang structure, it was like I already was fighting so much before I even turned this gang shit. It was like
that shit's like used to having clout already.
Yeah, it was because I was already popular before I turned blood. I was already I was already somebody from my neighborhood prior to that. So I could honestly say that me turning blood didn't necessarily give me an extra boost in my neighborhood because I was already set to be, somebody from it. But when I did join it, I wasn't thirsty for power. Neither was he. And we all kind of collectively just did what we needed to do when it was time. There's roles for everybody. You know that.
There's only two places this shit you gonna land. You're gonna be dead. You're gonna get 100 years in jail behind this shit. And all these little kids running around with 1,000 friends thinking they your bro as soon as you go to jail. They're doing some shit that you probably did for your bro. Niggas is not gonna be there to hold you down.
Yeah, not at all, man.
Niggas niggas will not send $1 on your account. Those gonna be the same guys trying to fuck your girl.
And that's the thing, man. My concept and my guys will tell you, ain't no man left behind if I can help it, man. As far as when the guys go to the Hooscal and I ain't in the Hooscal, jail, you can reach out to me, man. My number been the same since we was like 12. Like, you know what I mean? Since I got a cell phone, I don't change it because of that. That's why I don't talk crazy on the phone or nothing, because I like consistency. My guy, he go to jail. The first time he went to jail, he called me every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, it was what it was. That's just how it is, man. So, to the best of my ability, yeah, always.
You gotta pick up the phone for the bro. You need that. It's good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear from the outside when you like.
When I was going to jail, a collect call was like $7.30.
Oh,
like,
God.
So it's times I ain't speak to nobody. So I ain't gonna put nobody through that. I ain't even want to even think about that. Plus, that's not my style. But I wouldn't even want to put nobody through that because the phones are different now. When I was going to jail, one 30-minute call was $7.30. Ain't nobody answering that. Like, you know, I ain't do that.
And that's some shit you look forward to anyway. You look forward to that call to speak to the fellas or your girl or your mother, family member, whoever it is, whoever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to escape from that shit for a little second. I mean, if he locked up, man. Shout out to my man Half, he locked up, free the guys. Shout out to my man Blizz, man.
I mean, so many dudes locked up. My
just
pops,
free the guys, man.
Just Ice Law Blue, my little brother.
Shit, I forgot.
Shout out to my little brother.
Shout out to little bro Blue, so I forgot.
That's my little brother. He getting 5 points. He holding it. It's a bunch of dudes. Blue Boy. My son Black the Dawn. Definitely my son Black the Dawn.
About him too, Black the Dawn. Yo, free the real, fuck the fake, man.
That's a fact.
All
a
the
bunch
guys,
of dudes,
man.
Rest in peace to my nigga El Dorado, man. All praises due to his soul, man. I love you, bro.
Bro, Joaquin too.
R.P.
to B.O. R.P. to C6 too.
B.O. or C6, my son. There's a bunch of R.I.P.s. C6 definitely, my man B.O. Joaquin. It's Lil Hunter. There's a bunch of the guys, man. But this is a never-ending story, man. This is like the prelude, man. We got a lot of.
This the beginning right here.
We got
man.
a lot to get into, man. This is just a beginning conversation, man, that we having right now.
And it's only us two. So wait till the guys come out.
That's a lost creed, though. I mean, like we don't do this for the theatrics of this lifestyle, like, and that's love, though, like, cause that's some niggas' persona. I don't knock niggas who move like that. You know what I mean? But I'm saying that's not how I present myself. I like to present myself a certain way. I like class about things. I like to put myself in such a position that, you know, it's understood. But like I told a little homie, listen, you can't give that much love because niggas try to offer you a serve you on a dinner plate.
Right.
When you start showing certain levels of love and niggas start seeing that as weakness.
Right.
So I serve an equal amount, and how I serve an equal amount is I become unreachable. I entrench myself in certain things where I'm not accessible to them every day. I'm not on the block with them every day.
Right.
So the little time they get to spend around me is love. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on the block with these niggas every fucking day. Because I know I got certain things going on, I then can't govern their lives in a way that, you know, I would think I'm able to just because I'm a big homie, because they out here literally going through certain things that I have, you know, achieved. I achieved different levels of comfortability. Stable place, stable job, some money. So it would behoove me to be telling these niggas how and what they should be doing. If I, can't fully offer them niggas nothing but knowledge, then that's for free.
Right.
But if I can't take them physically out of their situation, put them in something better right now, then all I can offer them is an understanding that it could get better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I can let them know this is what it could be. Because in order to do something, you know, you got to take a nigga out of his physical space, man.
Yes.
Put him somewhere and then offer him something if you want to interject in his life like that. Like, there's certain individuals out here that can do that.
Right.
There's certain puffies, there's certain jiggers, there's certain individuals that can literally come change a nigga life.
Right.
In 2 seconds if they want. But they might do it to their friends, but I'm not in that financial position to do that. So, you know, I have to take care of myself. Like, just take a look. Just go to YouTube one day and look at all that New York City blood shit and all the sucker shit they be talking about. Some of them is good.
Right.
But just look at how these young men carry a conversation.
Yes.
Look at their subject matter.
Yes.
Look at their word choice.
Yes.
Not saying that they're stupid or nothing like that. So you can tell there's some things that they're lacking, but they're covering up with the masculinity of the gang shit in the
Right,
street.
yeah.
You could tell what they chose to spend their time doing when they had time, because we all did time.
Yes.
So you could tell what they chose to spend their time doing. So you can just take a look at some of that. Look at these dudes.
Right.
Be like, damn, this is the same little nigga. Like, what's up with son? Like, it's the big fool, but it's look at how the big fool. Even if he talking something positive, you can just still see by the way boy articulate himself that there is, you know, some level of limitations there. Yes, it's an understanding that you have a goal to meet at the end of the night. You're submitting to the will of Allah, and you're showing him that you can sacrifice and go without for a period of time until you get to it. You know what I mean? One time in high school, I'm gonna go get one of my right hand man, my man Scar. He was blood, I was blood, but we was all selling drugs together. We was hustling for my buzzer. Some drugs got missing, and they claimed it was him, but he brought a bunch of drugs to school one time.
Right.
And me and him fell out in a way like, it's my man though, but me and him fell out, so it was like crazy. His cousin lived in Albany Projects.
Right.
So me and him fell out. We had got into a little dispute. And he goes and get his cousin from Albany, and they bring up like 200 blood niggas. They don't even know I'm blood or nothing yet. I'm a young nigga. They don't know nothing about me. So he go get 200 blood niggas, and the blood niggas that was in the school, my man's in it was like, damn, Nate boy, it's about 200 niggas out there. I come out anyway on my tough guy shit like, yo, what's up? Nigga like, yo, let me talk to you. How you let you talk to me? Some older nigga.
Right.
He said, let me talk to you around the corner. I'm like, you gotta be stupid.
Right.
You gotta be dumb. I ain't coming around no corner with all you. They talk to me right here. What's up? He like, yo, if my man to tell you, I'm young and there's a bunch of old ass blood niggas. Right. He like, yo, I just want to talk to you. I say, listen, your little cousin is a fucking. I ain't even say buzzing. I say your little cousin is a clown. He pussy. I'm talking crazy to him. So I spin back. Like, nah, I'm standing on the steps. Like, it's 200 of them niggas is just me, you are? I call my man Danny from Brownsville. He came. He jumped out the car. Ironically, there's no police. He jumped out the car with the gauge. Boom. I walked right to the car with him. Like, yo, what's up? He came to pick me up. And we slide out. But that's like, none of them niggas ain't do nothing. They ain't come prepared like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just came just with the deepness. Because they projects was right across the street. And it was one nigga. He had a bunch of niggas out there. I said, oh, this guy is deep. This a bunch of niggas out here. So I wound up seeing that little kid, my man that I was beefing. This is my right hand man to this day though. You know what I mean? This nigga died for me the same day. But I wound up seeing him later. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what the fuck? And I sent my little man to run down on him. He had his church clothes. Once I had church clothes on, I sent my little man and my little man laying down on him with the desert, back the desert out in front of his mom. I'm like, nah. But I didn't know he was with his moms and shit. So my little man ran down on him, backed it out. I had to stop my little man. Yo, chill. His mom was like, oh. I said, yo, chill. Like, what the fuck is your problem, nigga? Like, what's up? Like, I'm about to hit him on FaceTime, see if he answers me and shit. My man, we gonna relive it real quick. So I say, yo, what's up with you, man? Like, yo, you bugging. So, you know, we let that go. And then years later, we've been beefing with each other. It's so crazy that you say that. In terms of events, these are the things I learned along the years of my 40 years, how things change. A large part of my life was spent in the streets. Right. A good 30 years was spent in the street. You know what I'm saying? There's only been in the last 13 years that I literally transitioned myself to this different way of living. That's why a large part of my story relates to the streets, you are? So I learned in the 40 years, it's like, damn, like friendships could flip-flop. You know how some niggas like, how some fucking with son again, like, ain't them niggas just shoot it out with each other, but shit happens though, like, and then niggas are
be super like good again, like it never happened.
That shit goes with even me and my family. I done fell out with my family, and it's like, you front on one of them niggas is going down. I learned that in the years that I was living in the, you know what I'm saying, in these 40 years, is like, relationships could change. It could flip-flop overnight. Yeah, they could. It don't have to like be good one day. Like one day you gonna want to kill a nigga, or you might try to. Right. And then all of a sudden, shit changed. Like, so my man is my man. So we beefing with each other from like 17 all the way to like I'm chasing them all on Rikers Island. I was with my other son, the Shine Boy kid. He was in the bookings with me. Jamaica Avenue. And he was like, yo, your man is on his way to the island and all that. I seen him, you know how you see niggas and he got remanded? So I'm like, he on his way, and everybody, you know, everybody got to land in the 4 building.
Yeah.
So I say, he coming to C-74, my weight up there, ready. I'm feeling myself. I said, he coming here, I'm blowing his top, beating him up, stabbing the shit out. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking myself up, you know?
Yeah.
I know he feeling the same way because he heard, you know, neighbor in the building, he doing it right for himself. You heard, weight up, front, you know what I'm saying? So he know I can fight, I can box. My mom said he know I'm on that type of time.
Right.
So this nigga just happened to be 19, you heard? You know what I'm saying?
How old are you?
I was 18, you know what I'm saying? So now he go to OTs instead of the adolescents.
Right.
So now he not even with the adolescents. So now he can't even, you know when you're 18,
No
you can't be around them niggas like that. So the only time you can see them niggas is in passing, you know? This nigga turns 19. I didn't realize he was 1 year older than me because you know that that age be so different when you're young. That could make a difference in certain systems, in the juvenile system. In the jail system back then, you 15, you catch your body, that make it different. You in juvenile. You could turn 16 tomorrow. But if you're 15 when you caught that case, you're 15, nigga, that's it. You catch that case 2 days before your 16th birthday, they gotta charge you as such. So that's how we gauge ourselves in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So I was 18, he was 19. That means he was classified as an adult, and that's who he was housed with. I'm housed with the adolescents, so we can't even. So now my beef is like different. So now he's around older gang members that's training him in such a different way than they training me. Because when the adolescents, you know, everybody's reckless.
Yeah.
Ain't really no structure there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
He done came to the adolescence, he wouldn't have lived in no crib. Just because where I was at with myself.
Yeah.
I would have made sure. He ain't soft or nothing.
Smoked out.
But I would have made sure he lived nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He come back home and years later, this is fucking, he done did like 7-8 years. He went up north for a bunch of shit he was doing. You know what I'm saying? I run into him in like 06, 05. His cousin is my little man. My man Blast, we gonna get him too. My man Blast is like, yo, my cousin coming home. He the big homie. So I'm like, I know all the big homies that's my age, so I gotta know this nigga.
Right.
But he was going by some other shit called Ace Calico or some crazy shit. I never heard of that name. So one day, my little man like, yo, meet me. My cousin home. I'm with my cousin. So I was like, all right, I'm pull up on you. Like, you know what I mean? I pull out, jump out. He come walking up with his cousin, you know what I mean? I'm looking like,
oh shit.
It took me a minute. We talking, I'm like, who you be? I'm like, my name Nate Boy, such and such, what's up? He like, my name is Calico. I'm like, love looking at the nigga like, yo, what the fuck is poppin'? Yo, nigga, where my gun at? Because allegedly he had stole a gun or some shit like that. I'm like, where the fuck is my gun at? He like, yo, nigga, I ain't fucking steal that gun, nigga. Such and such stole it. I looked at the nigga, I said, yo, where my fucking gun at, nigga? He like, I ain't take that gun, and his cousin is looking like, what the fuck are these two old niggas talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what I mean? What the fuck? He telling me that at that moment, I'm like, yo, where the fuck is my gun? Yeah, nigga, you did some sucker shit. Yeah, you did some sucker shit. All right, so we reliving the events. I'm like, you know what? And I said, all right, man, like, you know, we just
use the right lane.
He just did a bunch of time. I just did a bunch of shit. So it's like, we just like at that point,
let it breathe.
I say, you know what, man? Like, it's nothing, because now we got a common person involved. His little cousin is like my little brother, so I'm not gonna violate. So plus we got history because we known each other since we was kids, you know?
Right.
And we've been through some shit these niggas never even been through yet. So I said, all right, man, I just set that shit aside. And you know, we just built on that level, and we just took it from there. You know what I'm saying? And we got into beef again years later. The beef wasn't as serious as it was when we was kids, but it sparked again because.
But it's still like, nigga, you know what's up, yeah. Nigga,
it was over some real extra dumb shit. Even then, some gang shit. Like, it was just, you know what I mean. But again, we just flipped it back. Like, it's nothing. Like, I told a nigga, listen, when he came home the second time, 2013, 12, I said, listen, man, like, I got a lot of love for you, man. I don't want no problems. Like, he had got into something up top because of some shit we all did in the street. He felt he was left for dead. You know what I mean? Because shit happens, man. Like, there was a series of events, man, that led to my transition in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was a bunch of shit going on, man. Like a bunch of shootings, a bunch of drama that led to me like, damn, this shit is getting real. I'm spending all this money in fucking court. I might not even be here for the birth of my son. And shit was just happening, you know?
Right, I gotta do something now.
Nigga, just so it was just a lot of things going on, and there was a lot of backlash from that.
Right.
So with that backlash, you know, it just became overwhelming for a lot of niggas, man. Like, you know what I mean? It was just crazy. You call my man, see if he answered the fucking phone.
That's good that you.
I spoke to him briefly yesterday, so I don't know. He was, yo, what's the fuck is poppin', man? I'm doing my road to 40 right now. I know I can't catch you, but I might as well catch you on Told him how smoke.
Keeping it real, back and still getting high. Cause life's a bitch and then you die. Life's a bitch and then you die. That's why we get high. Cause you never know when you're gonna